So we will get into more about the crime symposium and that situation a bit when we welcome our Wednesday contributor. But there is one thing that came out actually from a story before the crime symposium, and that is, of course, the issue with police not wearing body cameras. It came out from a report of PCA. Then yesterday or the day before, the commissioner said, you must wear body cameras, sent down the orders. Cool. Now the Social and Welfare Association is saying, well, we need retraining on the body cameras because the officers only ever got training once and never again. And first of all, I just find it rather ironic. We're not talking about I need training in some sort of software package to do my job, or I need recertification with firearms. We're talking about a body camera, right? I'm not entirely aware of how complicated it could be. On one hand, I don't know if I accept the president of the Social and Welfare Association. But on the other hand, to be fair, how hard is it to ensure that the officers under your command are proficient with a body camera? Because again, I'm pretty sure there should not be that much settings to a body camera, right? I'm pretty sure you're not focusing on white balance in a body camera. You're not syncing it with all sorts of other devices and digital clocks. And, I understand it's a technical piece of equipment, but usually, how much training do you need to use your phone? And I'm pretty sure your phone's OS is more complicated.
Could you imagine trying to arrest an alleged criminal, right? Allegations before them, and they're saying, "Oh, officer, is that a body camera? Are you getting my good side?" And then you have to frame it up on white balance, right? Imagine that. But the thing is, I don't find it entirely hard to believe that they actually need training. And the reason because is if you've never used something, even though you've put it on you, I think we're going to need some sort of guidance as to how to operate it.
So in theory, they're supposed to have gotten initial training, right? The irony is they might basically be admitting, yeah, we got the initial training, but we've never used them, so we've lost proficiency. Because if you were using them, then it stands to reason, you would not have fallen out of practice. Again, this is not a whole computer that they're learning to use. This is just a camera, which I don't believe has that much complication to operate once you are just shown how to work it.
I think we're just idling with excuses over simplistic things. I agree with you. It shouldn't be that difficult to operate a body camera. I mean, I've seen what body cameras look like. I actually have worked with these body cameras previously. But honestly, it doesn't take that much. It's a very simple device. And it could actually be a very powerful device when it comes to prosecution or when it comes to any allegations that may arise during police operations. That being said, I suggested it yesterday and I will say it again. I think it's deliberately not turned on because if you were trained once, right, as the union leader has suggested, you would understand that proper procedure, as outlined in other nations, is as soon as an officer has made a stop or is part of any police operation or exercise, they're supposed to switch on their camera as they exit the vehicle. It's another thing, like in the United States, it's very hard to compare because it's two different jurisdictions and two different sets of standards that are in place. But I don't know, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of this, when a police officer makes a stop and a single police officer gets out of the vehicle, they always put their hand at the back of the suspect's car, right?
Okay.
And that practice is simply to get your fingerprints on the vehicle, the police officer's fingerprints on the vehicle. Should anything go wrong, they're easy to get the officer's prints on the vehicle as part of any sort of investigation. And prior to that happening, as they get off the vehicle, they switch on the camera and record absolutely everything. I can't understand if you've done this, if you're familiar with this after one training session, what you need again. It's not like it's a gun where you need refreshers training every year, every 2 years. That's not the case.
And the thing is, one of the things to note is, with a gun, it's not just do you know how to shoot a gun. Because it's not that difficult to shoot the gun. The idea is a gun is something that you need to practice in order to continue to fire accurately and well. And then also you need to be certified to ensure, listen, we want to make sure that you do not forget or overlook safety procedures and how you handle this firearm. So all that is part of it. One is a certification to say we trust in how you'd use this, and the other one is to say you've put in enough practice time to use this well. Turning a camera on and off, for the most part, is not something that requires 10,000 hours before you master it. I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as camera power button mastery, in any job spec. Now, interestingly enough, the president of the association, he did say, well, they haven't used it within the last 3 months. And again, because we have devices every day, so I don't really understand how is it that with such a relatively straightforward device, you're going to fall off the proficiency through lack of use for 3 months. Because, you get a new phone, you don't need training to learn, to be taught how to turn your new phone on when you get it, because I've never been trained on this model. It's a new model, I need training.
You also have to,
if it's our procedures, I could understand that, but again, that to me is a bit nitpicky.
I also think it's prudent, and if we have an understanding of the brand of body camera that is being utilized, because I don't know if we've just gone and purchased some makeshift model of body camera. Right, I don't know. I don't know the quality of the equipment or the devices that we have procured.
And it might be inconsistent and a lot of factory defects.
Exactly. And what is the what is the upload facilities? Because as far as I'm aware, again, with body cameras that are available, and even the body cameras that some of the major law enforcement agencies use throughout the world, I think the brand is Axon, if I'm not mistaken. It uploads wirelessly, so it's recording,
right? And
the connectivity uploads wirelessly to exactly. So you have to wonder again. So have we procured proper technology?
So procedures around the proper use of the cameras, not so much the operation of the camera itself. That could be where we could have a justifiable argument for the need for training, in part because this is the catch-22. This is where institutions eventually have these kind of nonsense training sessions that body held out to the employees, because when you make insistences such as this, that may or may not be in complete good faith. But I will give you that. I was also thinking that to some extent. Just on the procedural side, the upload is also a technical issue as well, not just procedural. And that's a good point.